Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to keep making horror stories. Thank you very much. Let's start the story.
After the Otis family left Canterville Chase, the grand estate fell into a quiet slumber. The halls, once filled with the vibrant chaos of the American family's modern ways, returned to their eerie stillness. The ghost, Sir Simon, now rested peacefully, having been released from his centuries-old curse. Or so it seemed. Years passed, and Canterville Chase changed hands multiple times. The legend of the ghost lingered, but with Sir Simon at peace, the manor seemed devoid of its supernatural menace. However, the tranquility was shattered when a new family moved in: the Mortons. The Mortons were a peculiar family, drawn to the estate by its grim history. Mr. and Mrs. Morton, along with their teenage daughter, Clara, and young son, Ben, were avid enthusiasts of the paranormal. They relished the idea of living in a haunted mansion and hoped to document any supernatural occurrences. From the moment they moved in, Clara felt a strange connection to the house. Unlike the Otis children, who approached the ghost with skepticism and humor, Clara felt a deep empathy for the spirits that might dwell within. She spent hours exploring the dusty corridors and forgotten rooms, hoping to uncover the manor's secrets. One night, as Clara wandered the halls alone, she stumbled upon a hidden door behind a tapestry. It led to a narrow, winding staircase descending into darkness. Intrigued and undeterred, Clara took a candle and followed the stairs to a forgotten cellar. The air was damp and cold, filled with the scent of decay. In the center of the cellar, she found an ancient trunk. The lid was heavy, but she managed to pry it open, revealing a collection of old manuscripts and artifacts. Among them was a leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age. It belonged to none other than Sir Simon de Canterville. Clara took the journal upstairs and began to read. The entries detailed Sir Simon's torment and remorse for his past deeds, but also something more sinister. It seemed that Sir Simon had been haunted by another spirit, one even older and more malevolent than himself. This spirit, a vengeful witch named Morgana, had cursed him and the manor. Morgana's story was one of betrayal and dark magic. Accused of witchcraft in the 16th century, she had been tortured and burned at the stake on the very grounds of Canterville Chase. Her final curse was to bind her spirit to the estate, ensuring that anyone who lived there would suffer her wrath. As Clara delved deeper into the journal, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The temperature in her room dropped, and the candle flickered violently. She glanced up to see a shadowy figure standing in the corner. It was a woman, her eyes burning with hatred, her form twisted and blackened by fire. "Release me," the figure hissed. "Free me from this torment, or you will suffer as I have." Terrified, Clara slammed the journal shut. She tried to tell her parents, but they dismissed her fears as overactive imagination. Determined to uncover the truth, Clara returned to the cellar the next night, armed with Sir Simon's journal and a flashlight. As she descended the stairs, the air grew colder. The flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. She reached the cellar and began to search for clues. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew out her light, plunging her into darkness. Panic set in, but she forced herself to stay calm. "Sir Simon," she whispered, "I know you're here. Please, help me." A cold hand touched her shoulder, and she spun around to see the ghostly form of Sir Simon. His eyes, once full of sorrow, now held a flicker of hope. "Clara," he said, his voice echoing in the stillness. "You must find Morgana's remains. Only then can her spirit be freed." Clara nodded, feeling a newfound sense of purpose. With Sir Simon's guidance, she discovered a hidden chamber beneath the cellar. Inside, she found a stone altar covered in ancient runes. Atop it lay a charred skeleton, Morgana's remains. Reciting an incantation from Sir Simon's journal, Clara sprinkled salt and holy water over the bones. The air crackled with energy, and the ground trembled. Morgana's spirit appeared, her rage palpable. "Do you think this will save you?" Morgana screamed. "I will never be free." As the last words of the incantation left Clara's lips, a blinding light filled the chamber. Morgana's spirit let out a blood-curdling scream as it was sucked into the light. The chamber fell silent, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. Clara felt a hand on her shoulder and turned to see Sir Simon. His form was more solid now, his expression one of gratitude. "Thank you," he said. "You have freed us both." With Morgana's curse broken, Sir Simon's spirit began to fade. He smiled at Clara, then disappeared into the light. Clara, exhausted but relieved, returned upstairs. The next morning, Clara shared her experience with her family. Skeptical at first, they were convinced when they found the hidden chamber and Morgana's remains. The Mortons decided to leave Canterville Chase, no longer enthralled by its haunted history. As they drove away, Clara glanced back at the manor. It no longer seemed foreboding but stood as a testament to the resilience of those who had suffered there. Clara knew that the spirits of Canterville Chase were finally at peace, thanks to her courage and determination. The legend of Canterville Chase lived on, but now it was a story of redemption and the power of facing one's fears. Clara would never forget her encounter with Sir Simon and Morgana, and she carried their stories with her, a reminder of the strength found in compassion and bravery.